I'm delighted to update you on how we're moving the Warrior Gold project forward. This is a high-level presentation designed to give you an overview of the year's past results and our plans going forward. First, my forward-looking statement. Consider yourselves forewarned. This is the nature of our business. We make forward-looking statements. In today's presentation, I'm going to welcome the new board members and introduce the team, overview of the capital structure. Then I'll tell you about the merits of the location of the Goodfish-Kirana project. I will present the results of our 2020 drilling programs, and then I'll give you an overview of what's next, and then I'll wrap it up. To start, I'm delighted to introduce our new board members, Steve Burleton and Gary Nassif. They have extensive corporate experience. Both worked for companies with gold projects in Ontario that sold for over $500 million. Steve worked with Richmont Mines, which sold the Island Mine to Alamos Gold, and Gary worked with Tirani on the Cote Lake project, which sold to IM Gold. And we have a tremendous amount of technical experience on the team. Most of these people on our technical team have played a role in significant discoveries. The team is made up of younger members who bring not only field management skills, but the software skills, which are so important to 3D compilation. As well, we have experienced geologists with extensive knowledge of the camp. Melissa has been with Warrior Gold since our early days as a public company, and Sue Lomas is joining us this year as Principal Technical Consulting Geologist. She will take over for Tom Nealons as he's retiring as the Chief Geo. You will find detailed bios for the whole team on the website. We are thrilled with the team we have in place, and the whole crew see the potential and believe in the project and are keen to take this through to discovery. Our capital structure, currently we're trading at around 12 cents. We have a market cap of $8.8 million, fully diluted 99 million shares. Management and insiders have 12% of this company. So our interests are very much aligned with our shareholders. For new and or potential investors that are joining us today, one of the things we love to say about this project is location, location, location. First and foremost, we can't overstate the benefits of being in Canada, especially now. It's a premier mining jurisdiction. Exploration and mining are established and respected. It's a geopolitically safe country. We are in Kirkland Lake, that's 6 hours away from Toronto by car. And thankfully, COVID hasn't prevented us from accessing our property or continuing to work. We're close to the town of Kirkland Lake, which is infrastructure. That means drills, drillers, labs, skilled personnel, all are easily accessible. Apartments and motels, people do their own shopping, their own cooking. It also means we don't have to set up a camp, we can work year round. So all the exploration dollars we raise go into ground. And most importantly, Kirkland Lake is in gold country. It's in the Abitibi, one of the richest and highest grade greenstone belts in the world. Over 200 million ounces of gold has been produced to date from this belt, of which 40 million of those ounces come from the Kirkland Lake Gold Camp. This is Warrior's land position. You can see from this slide how large the property is. It's 11.5 kilometers long by 3.5 kilometers wide, just over 4,100 hectares. We have 100% interest in this ground. Our filed assessment credits put the property in good standing until 2033, and pending work to be filed will put our ground into good standing until 2040. We've identified 22 high-grade gold targets to date, and we have an established and healthy working relationship with Beaver House First Nations. We're also in good company with our neighbors being Agnico Eagle and Kirkland Lake Gold. COVID did not hinder us, and we are very fortunate in this regard. The district of Temiskaming had less than 5 cases, all of which were resolved very early on. The company established a field protocol before sending people to work. All team members got tested before traveling to the community, and we supply all the PPE needed to the team. As we've advanced the project, our focus has been on two targets, the A zone and the C zone. We decided to focus on these areas after a targeting exercise by our team of geologists, geophysicists, structural geos, mappers, and core loggers. This does not discount the other targets that we identified. All these gold dots, we have 22 more targets to explore. The prospectivity and the potential of this property is wide open, as you will see. So here are the highlights from our drilling campaign, our drilling at the A zone. We have seen and proven up economic grades, 9 grams, 5.4 meters. I won't read all the way through these for you. But we've also found mineable widths at the A zone, and we found this new zone, the South A zone, in our most recent drilling campaign. This is the location of the drill holes of our last program in blue. This program was designed to step out and extend what we found from our January program. The blue lines show you the trace of the drill hole on surface. We stepped out at 100 meter and 50 meters spacings to the east and to the west. Our results confirmed our geological model and found more mineralization. In this program, we drilled 7 drill holes, about 2,400 meters, and we encountered anomalous or high-grade gold in all but one. This is where you find the new South Zone in hole 28. And I'll show you this in detail in cross-section in a minute. But the next slide I'm going to show you is a section through A prime. This is in the plane of mineralization in the shear zone. So this is the long section, a great illustration that shows you where our pierce points are from our last drilling program. The results, the yellow dots, show that the mineralization is open in all directions. We extended the mineralization to the east by 100 meters, to the west by 50, and we hit the structure at 325 meters depth, which is still relatively shallow for the camp. So again, you can see we've proven up our geological model, and this is where hole 28 is, where the VG was found, and the cross-section I'm going to show you in the next slide. This is the cross-section of hole 28. Here is the A zone shear that we've been proving up, and this is where we found our visible gold in rocks that we didn't expect to find gold in. As you can see, these are red histograms, are additional gold intervals down the hole. So we now have new targeting criteria for exploration. I like to say here upon this discovery that the Abitibi is just like the Energizer Buddy. It's the gold camp that keeps on going. So this is what the rocks look like at the A zone. They're sheared and they're altered. And then we go into the brecciated and mineralized altered zone. This is where the gold occurs. And then we transition out into a sheared and altered quartz feldspar porphyry. These are the kind of rocks that when geologists see them, they get all excited because they know they're in the right zone. And then these are the rocks from the new zone. They're completely different. As you can see, they're unaltered and they're unsheared. And the gold that we're finding here occurs in these quartz calcite veinlets. And of course, we're seeing VG, which is very typical of the camp. All of this is to say that we're very thrilled with the results that we've seen so far, and they only increase our confidence in the model. And the C-zone results were positive too. Previously, we had found a lot of high-grade gold near surface, 104 grams over a meter. Over here, we had 103 grams over half a meter. Here, there was a graph sample of 144 grams. So we turned the drill around to test for these structures and confirm the presence of a trend that we had only previously inferred. So we've now found that this zone actually runs parallel to the A zone, which lies to the south by about 350 meters. So we will continue to test this structure for potential. And of course, more VG in the C zone. So in summary, Warrior Gold released its November drilling results in January of this year. We were invited to host the PDAC, hosted PDAC core shack for the very first time. There was a lot of interest. COVID shut our office down in Toronto in mid-March, but we continued to work. We completed a financing of almost $1 million. We planned and executed a 2,900 meter diamond drilling program. We completed a field program of mapping and sampling. We now have a new corporate video and website, and we've established an alliance with the University of Western Ontario. And finally, we just released our summer drilling results a couple weeks ago. So what's next for Warrior Gold? We continue to interpret and integrate the July 2020 drill and geochemistry results into the 3D model, as well as bring in the summer mapping and sampling work. We are working on an exploration program for the fall and winter of 2021. That would include advancing targets, regional targets like the Hargreaves up through the pipeline. And we'll continue to advance our alliance with the University of Western and Dr. Neil Banerjee, who's been working on gold projects in the camps since the mid-2000s. Neil is a big believer in gold north of the break. So I'm going to wrap up the presentation with this illustration as it provides you with perspective on the potential of the camp. It's from our new corporate video. Here on the left, what you see is 100 years of mining, 25 million ounces have come out of this zone. This is Kirkland Lake Gold's self-mine complex. They're down 2.2 kilometers and they're mining grades of, an average grades of 1.7 grams per ton. On the right, you see how underexplored Warrior Gold's property is. It's never really been looked at below 200 meters. We've put our very first 2 holes in that were just over 500 meters long, which is a vertical depth of about 350 meters. So Warrior Gold's project has a lot of potential. To date, we've had great results, and there is no end of prospective areas to explore. So in summary, we have a great property with a lot of gold showings and a world-class mining camp. Our drilling programs in 2019 and 2020 have been successful. We do what we say we're going to do. We put our money in the ground and we deliver results. We have a plan forward, and there are no end of opportunities to explore. Finally, if you haven't seen our corporate video, check it out. It's only 3 minutes long. We've had a lot of great feedback on it. It will give you a very good idea of where the Goodfish-Kirana is and how prospective it is. And finally, sign up for our news releases. Follow us on Twitter and LinkedIn, and thanks for your attention.